He didn't even like flinch or anything. Chris is just sitting there, and they announce the winner, and he just keeps staring straight ahead. And then I go, Chris, and he just calmly comes over and shakes my hand, and I go, when are you coming on the show? And he goes, come on and stir the pot. Hey everybody, it's one of those post-show Hyatt Hotel, Arnold Classic. What did we just see? You know, we had time to sit down and we ate a burger. We thought about it, you know, processed what we just saw. And of course, Scott, Dusty, and I going to throw a little 5-minute post-Arnold 2025 wrap-up on the internets and the YouTubes for you. Okay, so what do you think, guys? What did we just see?
Well, the best Arnold Open I think I've ever been to.
It was incredible.
Absolutely
incredible.
You know,
And so we just saw. So what was the best ever tonight? Best Derek Lunsford ever. By
hands
far,
down.
Yep.
Hands down, best Derek Lunsford ever. We saw best Sean Clarita
For sure.
ever of
Like
like
13 pounds from the Olympia.
13 pounds from the Olympia.
Yeah.
He was absolutely bonkers. He could have been like several places higher, and no one in the whole place would have blinked. We saw big improvement in condition on Brandon Curry.
Oh, great Brandon.
Yes.
Great
Brandon
Brandon.
had like really strided glutes, and he looked great. And what else do we see?
And Jack was the best he's been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great Andrew Jack.
Andrew Jack, probably best Andrew Jack I've ever seen. Now, what did we see with Samson? We saw an amazing bodybuilder.
Oh,
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know, world class, but wasn't enough to take Derek.
No, it was the condition.
The conditioning
condition.
wasn't enough to take Derek.
Yeah.
Derek's glutes and Derek's back double bicep is now officially pushing. It's like
Jason Ronnie.
There's Ronnie and Derek. And,
Yeah.
and Ronnie and Derek and 2013 Phil or something like that.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
Like kind of like we're building a Mount Rushmore of back double biceps. and that's who's on it so far. And we were sitting right behind Aceto. He was just a few seats up, and Derek was the first guy out.
Yeah.
So no, I said to Chris, so what do you think's going to happen tonight? He goes, well, Derek's the first guy out, so you tell me.
Yeah.
So then Derek comes out and does his posing routine, and the first thing I thought was, nobody's going to beat him.
No, he was so good. That conditioning was so good from
And-
front to back, and the fullness.
And just,
Everybody who thought like, oh man, he lost his legs at the
No.
Olympia,
It
like
was-
he had it all, you know.
And I had friends who were at home who were like, what do you think? This guy looks good and this guy
Yeah.
looks good. And I was like, you're not here.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
takes us back to like when you're at the show.
Ooh.
And the guy sitting beside me, I never met him before. Hey, shout out to Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy?
Jimmy from Denver.
Yeah.
We were sitting there, and when they were doing the pose for pose,
Yeah.
Jimmy turns to me and goes, it's not even close.
Yeah, not even.
Yeah.
And I thought that Derek won the poses 7-1. I might give the most muscular to Samson because I love his crab shot.
Yeah, it was a good
But
shot.
it's-
And the size.
And the
you
size,
know.
but it was like 7-1.
Yeah.
I thought Derek won 7 of 8 poses.
Well,
And
plus, with when we were watching, Scott was like, man, Samson's getting better as it goes.
Yes.
Which he did. He
yeah,
improved
Samson
as it went.
got better. He was his best at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But then she followed up with, Derek's not because he can't get better.
Derek just stayed the same. The
Derek,
whole
yeah.
time Derek stayed the
He
same.
just literally stayed perfect from the time he walked out till the time he walked off with 500 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really something else, and you know, kudos to the judges and the IFBB and all that because you know we've seen shows where champions, you know, maybe the right guy doesn't win the show because they're a champion, or you know what I mean. Like I know it's really rare for a Mr. Olympia to get beaten, and I know Samson. Like we all love Samson, and I know he must be pretty bummed out.
Yeah.
But what I could say is bodybuilding actually wins from this because now Samson's going to be angry. And just like Derek was, right?
Yeah.
And the Olympia is going to be completely nuts now.
Yep.
Yeah. What was your highlights?
My highlight was the fact that in my eyes, we can stop talking about who the best bodybuilding coaches of all time and just give it to Chris.
Yeah, you know what was funny about Aceto was I was watching him when they were announcing the placings.
Yeah.
I don't think his heart rate went over 70 beats a minute.
Yeah.
He just sat there.
And when they announced second place, Samson, his face didn't even flicker. He just it's like he knew. He just knew.
Yeah.
And I also think Derek knew.
Yeah.
Because
I could see it in Derek's face from the
Yeah.
second they walked out there.
Yeah.
You could see Derek was confident.
Yep.
yeah, and I mean, like, everyone looked really good too, like right to the back of the lineup. Like, everyone was good.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was good. And
When I say Samson's condition, we're talking about like it's a fluid thing. It's not like he was fat.
Yeah,
It was a peaking thing, and it was just a slight thing. We're talking about
It was only
one of
highlighted
the
because Derek was perfect.
yeah, and one of the like best guys in the world who just wasn't his absolute best tonight.
Yeah.
He
And
could
it-
change that,
and
and
it-
it did get better, like I said. But
And then another thing too is, like, I'm not sure if Samson was actually off from the Olympia.
Yeah.
He might have been what he was at the Olympia, but Derek was just so good.
Yeah.
yeah,
And, you know, because everyone thought Derek was a little, you know, his legs were small or whatever at the Olympia.
Yeah.
So that was completely corrected and
Yeah.
fixed.
And then some.
yeah.
So Samson might have been like in his Olympia form.
I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah, I don't. Well, I heard he was a little distended at prejudging.
I
Right?
felt like he was in the
Yeah,
at least in the pictures
but-
we weren't at
But
prejudging.
condition-wise, like, it wasn't a huge deal, but Derek was just so crazy.
It was too
Yeah,
much.
it really was. It really was. And honestly, I mean, outside of that, I feel like in that like top 6, somewhere in the top 6, like everybody really did bring conditioning.
Oh, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Like Brandon was conditioned.
Bonac.
You know, Bonac looked incredible for where he's
Yeah.
at. He's getting older. Like you thought, Dusty, you were saying like you felt like the lats weren't maybe
Yeah,
quite
they
as
were
there as they
yeah.
have been, but I mean, for where he's at, that was incredible. Andrew Jack, best Andrew Jack ever.
For sure.
Yeah, probably best Andrew Jack ever, especially those front shots. And his back is better.
Yeah.
Right.
Posing's getting better.
Yeah, posing getting better. And then you got Akeem in 6th.
Yeah,
right?
and I thought that was respectable. That was
Yeah.
a very
Oh, yeah.
good look for Akeem.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
He's also with the Cito, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
add to the list.
Yeah, man, just a great show, and the crowd was just like really into it, and the speeches were great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we had some laughs. Also, I want to give props to David Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bob, for the first time, and like as long as I can remember, Bob didn't MC this show.
David Slade.
David Bay took the job, and David Bay slayed it.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, you know, when he gave Mike Katz the award, he had that joke that a lot of the the younger people didn't get when he said the fenders on his bike might be rusty and he still can't find his T-shirt, but he's got the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
I thought David did a great job handling it, and so I just give him a nod.
Yeah, Carlos Thomas Jr. I just want to see him come in better. You know,
His time's coming.
Flies
He's-
He'll be
it's
fine.
like were those not some of of the craziest quads you've ever seen on
craziest
stage?
body part of
like
the show.
it really was.
Yeah, he's a
It
cartoon
really was.
character.
Yep.
He's cartoonish.
And I think he's going to keep dieting now. So maybe it's just a little more time that he needs, you know?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, and we're going to have Hollingshead stop by the booth tomorrow.
All
and
right.
get him on, kind of a more normal episode of the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll talk to James. We don't know. I didn't look at the rest of the placings yet. You guys can look it on the internet. We just know the
We
top
don't do the
6.
placings,
Well,
really.
Yeah,
No.
we're not.
We'll forget
We're not
anyways.
where you come for any of what we're doing. Actually, you know what? Don't even watch this video. We know what we're talking about.
Plus, my arm's getting tired.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
do this much longer.
Okay, so thanks, guys.
Who's this?
What's good? Come right on in.
What's going on, Drea?
Hey, man.
Who we got here?
I had to snatch up the champ.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
what's up. See what he's eating. Man, how many feathers can you get in the
Lazy different days, but like you were fucking nuts.
Yes.
Like you were the hardest guy in the whole show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Crazy looking, and what were you, like 13 pounds? It was obvious.
From Olympia, about 12, 13.
It was
Very
obvious,
Yeah.
like clear, like what the fuck?
Good.
And you hit that side chest, I was like, woo.
Congrats.
Y'all
I just was so impressed, man.
Brother.
Yeah.
You could have
Thank
easily
you.
been like, you could have thrown you way up, and no one would have even.
No.
We were
And
hoping
people
for
around us
it.
were saying that in the audience too.
Yeah, we were hoping for that top 5, but it's all good.
no,
it was
no.
a deep lineup, bro. Stacked.
And you were also like, your presentations, like.
Yeah.
So someone put that video out of me like 2-3 days ago. That I was in the gym posing on like my stomach. I had just eaten, drank a bunch of water, and it was ripping me on the line. Like, God, just wait till show day.
Yeah.
Like that's like I'm not even close to ready.
No.
Now everybody's like cricket. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking deliver when I need to deliver. So.
End of the
Bye.